Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Listen, oh my goodness, you guys. I have just finished watching Kirk Franklin's video that is out. I'm getting Instagram up. You guys, let me tell you, I still got my tissues here. You guys know normally I have allergies sometimes and I wipe my eyes, but the tissue today is because of the tears. My God, the tears that I have been crying as I watch Kirk Franklin's new video. It is out on YouTube. You can watch it. If you have not seen it yet, I have put the link in my description page here. You can look at that video there. Go take a look at it. I have so much that I want to share with you from my perspective of this video and this announcement that Kirk Franklin did. You guys, this is a moving video. It's heartfelt. It's genuine. I feel it's genuine. And it is an eye opener. It's an awakening for people, and especially parents with children, who don't have the best relationships with their children or their parents. This video needs to be seen, and I'm praying that the video does more than promote his album that's coming out, but also I'm praying that this video will mend the hearts of those who were broken because of family dynamics that were not in a best place for a lot of people. Kirk Franklin has always been one to share his story and his life about what has been going on in his life, about him not knowing or having a good relationship with his parents. And in this video, he goes into really deep about these conversations and even having them on these videos that he had. Again, for fair use, I'm not going to play the video, but I will encourage everyone to take a look at this video. And before you try and put a thought on what you think it is about, I want you to watch it with a clear mind. And also, when I looked at it, I viewed this video, like Kirk said in the video, he said at one moment that he was talking to his aunt, and he says he feels as though he's that 10-year-old boy again. And I want you all to understand and know that this is what a lot of adult people are still dealing with. They're still dealing with this. But in their adulthood, they're afraid to have the communication about it because that hurt blocks them from telling the truth. So I want you all to see this. And as you see this, I would say look at it from the eyes of a 10-year-old child to understand that he's telling his heart about this. I'm going to get into a little bit of this video. When it came out, of course, Kurt was giving us some teasers on his Instagram page. One of those teasers was showing that he received a phone call about a DNA test. And in that Instagram post, Kirk Franklin is on the phone with the DNA person, and they are saying that the test is 99.9%. And then Kurt walks off. Now, in the video on YouTube that Kurt has put out now, it shows the entire conversation, and it is saying that the gentleman that Kirk Franklin thought was his father all the years that he was growing up, the father that he buried, the father that he mourned over, the father that he lost, was not his biological father. His biological father is another gentleman, Mr. Hubbard, I believe his name is. If I have that incorrect, I apologize. I didn't write the name down. But his biological father, conversations about him was going on, Kirk tells in the video, during a funeral that was taking place, and family members started talking, and people started looking at this other gentleman and saying, yeah, he does look like Kirk, he does have features and so forth. So that's how the conversation and rumor started in the church during a particular family funeral. Kirk Franklin did not attend that funeral because he says in the video, because he knew Sandra, which is his aunt Sandra, was going to be there. And so Kirk chose not to attend the funeral. So word got back through one of Kirk Franklin's really good friends that, hey, I want to tell you this before anyone else shares this information with you. This is going on. And so, hey, Fifi. Hey, Aaron. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you so much. Good morning, Fifi. Good morning, girl. So Kirk Franklin's friend came to him and told, called him and said, listen, we need to have a conversation because it is being rumored that this other person is your biological father. Of course, this takes Kirk into a whole nother thought process. In the video, Kirk then decides, hey, I want to go ahead and meet this gentleman that you all are saying is my father. Hey, Priscilla, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. So they make arrangements. Kurt knows the biological DNA test. The gentleman that answers the door, who is Kurt Franklin's real father, opens the door to Kurt Franklin as Kurt Franklin is standing on the porch. And the gentleman welcomes Kurt Franklin inside the home. They both sit on the couch, have a conversation. And the gentleman did not know the results of the DNA tests. So Kurt Franklin gives him the paperwork, and they share that moment of this father finding out his 50-something plus year old son, that's his real son. Imagine the process of all of this. And they share a moment. They both cry, they both hug. But I want to talk to this scene by scene in this video that I'm sharing. Kurt Franklin is now realizing this person is his father. After all these years, he didn't know. So he's got to take this in. He's got to, start thinking, why weren't you around? The father says, if I would have known, I would have been there. They apologized. It was not a place for them to be angry or bitter at each other. It was a time for them to really get in the process of knowing, listen, you're my son, I'm your father. Let's have this conversation. And they did. So I want y'all to watch that. This was so moving to me. Imagine this father just finding out that this is your son and he's over 50 years of age. And also Kurt Franklin says that it wasn't that he was in a far place, that they didn't live far away from each other. He mentions that Kurt Franklin's youngest son played at a house not too far from this gentleman's home. So this is a lot. Family communication and family dynamics can be hard sometimes when secrets are out there, when secrets are not wanting to be known. It gets really hard, and it gets to a place where it can separate people because they don't want things to get out, because one party may feel that it's going to hurt the other individual. The other individual feels they want to know it. And so sometimes there's this dissension that starts with people, and the dynamics of the family gets torn apart. This video, again, is so telling the stories of so many other young boys, even young girls, who have dealt with things like this. And when they finally get to know the truth, they have to be able to swallow it. They have to be able to accept it. They have to be able to share it in love. And they have to be able to have one huge word, and that is forgiveness throughout the whole matter. Kurt Franklin also goes on to have conversations, and he goes to have a conversation because he says he wants to sit down and talk with his mother, Deborah. He wants to talk with his aunt, Deborah's sister, Sandra. He wants to have this conversation with the two of them. He calls Sandra on the phone and he says, hello, Sandra. And the caller on the other line, the lady's voice says, I'm sorry, who are you asking for? and Kurt Franklin makes this face, and then he says, "Hello, Aunt Sandra," and she says, "Okay, thank you." I guess leading up to, you're going to address me properly. And Kurt Franklin, I can see in his face and his body language, as he said, I could see that 10-year-old boy go right back and come right back up to during this conversation. But Aunt Sandra is one of these. She's not going to be disrespected. I believe a lot of people would say, and she's not going to be taken for granted. And I guess she's probably in her mind, and I'm just going to say allegedly because I haven't met her, but she's a firecracker, and she reminds me so much of my own Aunt Sandra, who is resting in heaven. They got that fiery personality, that fiery attitude. They're the one you want to call when you're about to go into battle, but they're also the one that you don't want to battle. His Aunt Sandra seems just like my Aunt Sandra, but Kurt and his aunt have a conversation. He say they want to meet. And he goes over there and he's in the car. They pull up. Aunt Sandra is out there and he has a paper that he wants her to sign because I guess he wants people to sign a DNA. And Aunt Sandra, he asked her, did she sign the form? And she says, no. She said, I haven't signed it yet. She says, I'll sign it later. And he says, well, we can't proceed until you sign this paper. And she said, well, I'm going to sign it inside the house. And Kurt Franklin says, well, if you don't mind, respectfully, Aunt Sandra, I'm going to stay in the car until Deborah gets here. And I find it interesting that he never said his mom. He said Deborah, but he chose to stay in the car. So that lets me know the dynamics, or have an inkling of the dynamics of the relationship between his Aunt Sandra and himself. That's hard. And by looking at that, Aunt Sandra, the way she was communicating with Kurt after Kurt Franklin actually finally did go in the house, and Deborah, his mom, and his aunt are both sitting on a sofa, and Kurt is sitting on another sofa, and they're having a conversation while the cameras are rolling. And his mom is told about the DNA, and she denies it. She denies it, you guys. She's looking at the papers in her hand, and she's telling Kirk with this assurity on her face and in her voice that the DNA test is wrong. And Kirk Franklin, again, the way you see him sitting on that sofa, and I'm so glad he brought up the topic of him being this 10-year-old, feeling like this 10-year-old boy again, because as he sat on that sofa, that's exactly what I saw again. He's sitting on this sofa and he's appearing, he's slumped down, and he's as though, I can't say anything. And the mother is saying, I don't know what happened, but the DNA test is wrong. And I believe at that time, Kirk Franklin just wanted her to say that this gentleman, Mr. Hubbard, was the father. But for whatever reason, the mother did not have that assurity in herself. Now, I want to pause at this point and tell you guys this. We can't be so quick to say that the mother was wrong in what she was saying in her actions, because that was her belief. And we have to understand that people will have their belief, even though documents and paperwork and other things will show something different from their belief. It's still their belief. It's what their truth is. So not to say that she was lying, not to say that she was still covering or hiding, but that was still her belief, that this gentleman was not and is not Kirk Franklin's father. So they decide to have a second DNA test at the mother's request. And the mother has another DNA test. And it comes back that the gentleman, Mr. Hubbard, is still the biological father of Kirk Franklin. That's a tough thing to have to deal with, because in the mind of people, they will still not believe the documents. And that still puts a strain on the relationship. I was so glad that Kirk Franklin's mom and his Aunt Sandra decided to allow the cameras to roll and for this footage to be aired, because many mothers need to see this. Many fathers need to see this video. Many children need to see this. And I'm going to pray and put the word out that I really pray that Kirk Franklin does not let these videos stop here. I'm going to pray that he will allow these type of videos, even if they become short stories or a short series or something of that effect, to continue, because this is an opening. It's like a can, a top that just have come off of so many others, and things inside are now going to be exploding. But these things that come out need a place to go. They need a place where they can find some healing. They need a place where they can find some solace. They need a place where they can find a way that they can be restored back to some happiness. Because when you take the lid off of something, if you don't give it a direction to go, it would just spew everywhere. And so I'm putting out this cry to Kirk Franklin and his team to not let this be the only video, because others need to know which direction they need to go now that the lid is off. Kirk Franklin then goes on to say he has to have a conversation with his son, Kerryon Franklin. As we all know, there was a lot of viral video that went out. I also did a video on that, my thought on it, and I took it to the biblical format of the prodigal son when I did that. And it got, a lot of views, a lot of great, nice comments in that video. I'll try and link that to this video as well. But Kirk Franklin and Kerryon's relationship has been strained for a long time. The viral video that went viral years ago, there was a telephone conversation that Kerryon Franklin was having with his father, Kirk Franklin, and Kerryon recorded that video. The reason why the video went viral is because in that video, Kirk Franklin lost his cool, and there were curse words and language used that a lot of people did not agree with. That video was not meant, I don't think, to really do what they thought it was going to do, or maybe it was. But here's the thing, you guys. That video went viral, and Kirk Franklin and Kerryon's relationship got worse. So now in this video today, Kirk Franklin, knowing and learning a father who didn't know he had a 50-something-year-old son, has now found this 50-something-year-old son. So a father, Mr. Hubbard, has met a father, Kirk Franklin, and now Kirk Franklin, the father, has to talk to his son, Kerryon Franklin. So there's a lot of newness going on in this whole video that's taken place. And what Kerryon Franklin is now having to do is he's having to sit down and have a conversation with his biological father, whom they've had a torn relationship. But Kerryon Franklin, even though he's angry, even though I can see he's still bitter, he still has a respect of a young man to his father to sit down while the cameras are rolling to have the conversation. I'm going to give kudos to Kerryon Franklin for doing that. He didn't have to do that. I'm glad he did. And even though Kerryon Franklin was still very upset, because he says in the video, I text you, you don't text me back. You haven't called me. We haven't communicated. Even though he's angry at that very moment, Kerryon Franklin still listens to his father as his father says, I've just been notified that the person who I thought was my real father, and I'm sure Kerryon thought it was his grandfather. Kirk Franklin now has to explain to Kerryon that's not his biological father and is not Kerryon's biological grandfather. Kerryon gets this news and he gets up from the chair and he's amazed at what he's just heard. And I can see that his anger toward Kirk turns to hurt. He gets up out the chair and he walks away and he's saying, my God, basically like, what is this? I can't believe this. And now Kerryon goes from being a hurt son to a son who now sees the hurt of his father. And during that time on this video, the two now embrace and hug each other as Kirk sits on the floor. Kerryon comes from standing up to kneeling down right there and embracing his father, Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin embraces his son. This is a moment that I want this video to reflect and have on every parent and child that needs this. Every parent and child that has been separated, not because they didn't know who their father was, not because they were angry, but because there was something that separated them. And whatever the reason was that these siblings and their parents were separated from one another, or these children were separated from their parents, whatever the reason was, I pray that that one moment on this video would get them to come like Kerryon and Kirk did and come to a forgiving position and embrace one another and basically say, we have to start. We have to start over. This video needs to go viral. Just like the video that went out, and even you right, Holy Spirit, it needs to supersede and exceed the viral video that went viral when Carry On Franklin posted about his father, Kirk Franklin, and his cursing. This needs to go past that because this video is what people really need to be talking about. Family dynamics and how we can get back to healing the brokenhearted. You guys, if you have not seen this video of Kirk Franklin, you need to see it today. And you need to share it with others that you may know that need to hear this very video. This is one of the most telling stories that Kirk Franklin has shared that I have seen, even better than any interviews that he has done. And I believe that this video will also be the most impactful video that Kirk Franklin has ever done. The video is not about the music that he's about to produce because, yes, he does have an album that's going to be coming out. I believe it's titled Father's Day. But it's not about the music that this video is going around or should go around. It's not about that. That's just a 1% of it. The 99% of this video that I want you and everyone else to see and to get out of this and to get knowledge of is this is a healing process that every family needs to see. People sometimes think that the things that they're going through in their family life and the hardships and the hurtful things that they're going through are only theirs. And so they hide it. They tell no one about it. They don't want to share the information because they feel as though they're embarrassed because they feel they're the only one that's going through something like this. And sometimes they don't know where to turn or who to talk to. And so they hang their head in shame. This video that Kirk Franklin has done is going to have people to hold their heads up high. And it's going to be able to give people the opportunity to cry out and say, I am Carry On Franklin. I am Kirk Franklin. I am Deborah, the mother. I am Sandra, the aunt. I am the siblings. This video will now give you a voice to say, I am dealing with or have dealt with something like that as well. And because Kirk is making a voice and using the powerful platform that he has, now others can have a voice. And as Kirk heals, you too can heal. Take this for more than just a video that's posted on YouTube. Take this video that Kirk Franklin is giving as a therapeutic moment that can heal so many that are hurt. I encourage young men who you have not had a relationship with your father, or maybe your father relationship has been torn. I encourage you to look at this video through the eyes of Kirk Franklin and make that vision your own. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. There's no need to continue the hurt. Even though you may say, well, they did me wrong and so forth. Listen, there comes a time when that voice that you once yelled at and they yelled back is now silenced because a grave has been dug and now you can no longer have that conversation. It is a time to have the voice and have conversations with each other right now instead of waiting when that voice is silenced. You guys, I love this video. Kudos, congratulations to Kirk Franklin. I will be discussing this video and the dynamics of this video again Thursday night for our church news segment. There are so many fathers and sons who do not have a great relationship. And there are so many of you, children, adults, who have strained relationships from your parents. Because this video is not just about Kirk Franklin and his father or Kirk Franklin and his son. This video is also about Kirk Franklin and his mother. the load that the mothers have to carry, the hardship, the tears, the hurt. This video is also about a woman named Deborah, Kirk Franklin's mother. I want you all to pray for each and every one of them. Pray for Kirk Franklin's wife, as she is in one of the videos that he shows when he gets the news of the biological DNA test. Pray for Kirk Franklin's other children as well. They all have to go through this together. Pray for that family. And also, as you're praying for them, pray for other family members who are separated because maybe they don't know who their real biological mother or father is. Or maybe they do, but they have a strained, terrible relationship. Pray today that healing can come and replace hurt. Thank you, Kirk Franklin, for this wonderful, wonderful video that you have. And for those of you who are just watching my video, I have placed the link in the description of this video so that you too can watch Kirk Franklin's beautiful video. It is an amazing testimony, and I believe that every household needs to take a look at this video. And also, watch out and be ready for Kirk Franklin's beautiful album that's coming out entitled Father's Day. Please give me a like on this video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, you're going to want to do that because we have some more great topics and loving conversations that we're going to be having on this channel. Our motto is not about the mess and the gossip. Definitely not about the mess. Every topic that we discuss is about the message. And in this message from Kirk Franklin is, it's time for families to reveal the truth so that they can heal and go forward. Love y'all for watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Fifi. I love it, love it, love it. Fifi said, I would love to see a movie or documentary on this showing healing and forgiveness. Yes, I would love that too. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you so much. And remember, thumbs up this video and click the notification bell on our YouTube channel so that you will be notified when we post our next video. Here's our logo right here on the screen, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Look for the red mug and the microphone and you'll know you have the right channel. All right, you guys, thumbs up this video. Go over there to Carry On too. Support him too. Go over to Kirk Franklin's video, YouTube video. It's in the description. Watch it. Thumbs it up, you guys. Go to his Instagram, follow, like, share. And when you're in the comment section over there, you guys, send some hearts and love. Because for him to expose his life to the world that he's already going through hurt, he's trying to heal. So please send healing comments in his comments. That'll help him and his family, I believe, to heal a lot faster. All right. Love y'all for watching and love y'all for supporting my channel. Y'all have a blessed day today. Call somebody up that you may not have talked to in a while and tell them that you love them and give some love to others. Share the love. All right. Love y'all. Stay tuned for the next one. Y'all have a very blessed day. Bye.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial series. It is a lunch and learn program at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and hot topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our single moms club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, Noye Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.